So what else are you looking for? We have all the shows and programs to keep you entertained and informed as you navigate your day. Keep your radio dial locked on Echo FM 100.7. Don't touch your radio dial.
I was listening to that song. I had to listen to it and just to bubble up. I know some of our elder statesmen are happy when they hear that kind of song because that reminds them of the good old days when they still had that energy to bubble. Elder Chijoka, I know say they dance somewhere. All right, the elders there, when you play old school, you go be like at Christmas sometimes. So after today, you could just give me some old school mode. Remember when we were small. Maybe all this bang bang tick back, we don't make mini. All right, so okay. So everybody, welcome back to the show. Let's start up with some of the stories on the Vanguard newspaper. And after this, we'll continue with the newspaper review. The big one here, of course, is still about the abduction of these Oyo teachers and pupils in the school. The abducted principal is in a new video is saying that these captors, these terrorists, yes, the terrorists, usually they will give you a script you have to read with guns and facing your head. If you don't say what they ask you to say, they blow your head up. So this one is day 25. Today in captivity, the abducted principal of the community high school is CLA in Orile local government area of Oyo State, Mrs. Rachel Folawa Alamu, has appeared in a viral video again from her captivity, begging Nigerians and government authorities to secure their release. And this time around, she's saying, giving another different thing. However, dismissed report that their kidnappers are demanding for 1 billion ransom. So, who do we believe now? The kidnappers said they don't demand for any 1 billion naira ransom or weapons of, and then they said they didn't ask for Sharia to be implemented in Oyo State. The kidnappers are saying no way, and the principal is saying that, sending that message to Nigerians and to the government and the people, say no, they never asked for that. The only thing they asked for is they should release their comrades who are held, being arrested. That is what the terrorists are demanding for. Where the community is now, these guys are never ready to release these people. One of the teachers was also killed in captivity by the terrorists, the one that was beheaded. Well, in the video, surfaced online yesterday, on Monday, the school principal said she was compelled to speak out after learning that when she described what she described as false information about the demands of her abductors was being circulated in section of the media 25 days after she was kidnapped. The abductors' demands is that she disclosed that she and other captives had been shown media reports alleging that their abductors were demanding a huge ransom payment and the establishment of Sharia law in the country. Her words, please, I have to make some clarifications. Today makes it the 25th day that we have been in this place, and it seems that some people are making our problem complicated already. That is what she's saying. We were shown some media reports where it was stated that the people who abducted us requested the release of some people. That they requested 1 billion naira, that they requested that Sharia be entrenched in the country. These are not true. They are just trying to create problems for us. We have been here and we have not been forced to worship in an Islamic way. We have been left alone. They have not troubled us concerning that. They are not asking for Sharia law. They are not asking for money. The single thing they are asking for is the release of some of their people. I don't know why they are peddling this rumor to make it complicated for us. While she urged Nigerians and government officials not to play politics with their lives, Mrs. Alamu warned that such may jeopardize efforts aimed at securing the freedom of those being held captive. She said, please, we are just begging you. Don't play politics with our lives. Nigerians, please help us to circulate this. Let it go viral. They are not asking for Sharia law. It is not true. They are not asking for weapons. They are not asking for money. This is what the principal is saying. Now, what do you make of this one? This new, I don't know what to call it, this new video, but it seems these guys are now playing some kalo with Nigerians. So where did this demand come from? That's the question. Where did this demand come from? If the demand is coming from this terrorist, 1 billion weapons, 25 bikes, 2 Hilux cars and all that they demanded, and then entrenchment of Sharia in your state where they were kidnapped from as it was released. So if they are not demanding this based on the principal's own comment, are they denying the fact because they are having a lot of backlash on this matter, or they are changing their mouth that they didn't make this? So what was the means of communicating to the government that these are their demands, that the government posted it out on media? So this is where it becomes very messy. We don't know who to believe anymore. We don't know if it's another tactic because the backlash, the Islamic group that's trying to, there have been this issue of Islamization of Nigeria that has been going on. Are they trying to run away from that now, since they now know that it is not something they can easily just come up and say openly like that they did, and they're now trying to enforce the woman to now change the narrative? I don't know what to believe anymore. So everybody, what do you make of that story coming from the principal of that particular school where the abduction took place? Over now to this story from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Bianca Ojukwu, says xenophobia, Nigeria may retaliate against South Africa. All right, we will come back for that story after the news update at 10. So everybody just stick around, punk me. I'll be right back to give you more details on this particular story, and thereafter you can have your say on it. It's time now to visit our news decks to bring you the news update.
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go. Echo FM.
Don't touch that dial.
We are the fresh news people.
Fully bands and in-depth coverage
Echo
of
FM,
issues impacting our community.
100.7.
Tune in every weekday at 6:30 a.m., 12 noon, 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. for our major news bulletin in English, Igbo,
Echo 100.7
Country people, this is story time on Top Echo
and Pidgin language. For more inquiries, you can reach us through our email, echofm@thekingmail.com. You can follow us on our social media handles at EchoFM.
Catch up with the latest news on Echo 100.7 FM.
FM 100.7. Here are the latest stories we are keeping tabs on. Minister of Foreign Affairs Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu expressed the federal government's disappointment with the manner South African authorities and the security agencies have handled the ongoing harassment and intimidation of Nigerians in the country. Asked whether Nigeria might retaliate by restricting privileges for South Africans in Nigeria, Ambassador Ojukwu did not rule out punitive responses. President Bola Tinubu has commended Nigeria's security personnel for their courage and sacrifices in the fight against terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and other security threats across the country. In a message addressed to members of the armed forces and other security agencies on his X handle, the president praised troops serving on the front lines, describing them as a shield, protecting innocent citizens and preserving the nation's peace and stability. Power generation companies have stated that the federal government is yet to begin the payment of the 3.3 trillion naira power sector debt approved by President Bola Tinubu in April, despite official assurances that implementation of the settlement plan had commenced. Speaking, the association chief executive officer, Joy Ogaji, confirmed that no payment had been made to most generation companies under the debt settlement arrangement. She also added that no other generation company had received payment under the arrangement. The Kebbi State Executive Council has approved the extension of the retirement age for medical and veterinary doctors in the state civil service from 60 to 65 years, in a move aimed at addressing manpower shortages and improving healthcare delivery. The Commissioner for Establishment, Pension and Training, Alhaji Alwal Manu Dogondaji, stated that the approval followed efforts by Governor Nasir Idris to strengthen the health sector and improve civil service efficiency. And in business, the House of Representatives Public Accounts Committee has recovered 521.77 million naira in unremitted value-added tax from Central Bank of Nigeria, marking a significant breakthrough in an ongoing investigation into revenue leakages linked to government collections process through the Remita platform. The recovery emerged from a far-reaching investigation launched by the House of Representatives following concerns over alleged revenue leakages and breaches of service-level agreements governing government revenue collections. And in sports, France international Ibrahim Konate has agreed a 4-year deal with Real Madrid after leaving Liverpool. Real Madrid boss Florentino Perez, who was re-elected club president, has promised last week that the centre-back would be his first recruit and also promised to sign Jose Mourinho as coach. Konate, who has 28 caps for France, has been selected by Didier Deschamps for the World Cup in North America and is vying for a starting place in central defense. And on the foreign scene, several Kenyans were arrested in the latest protest against an Ebola quarantine center being built for U.S. citizens in the tourist town. The center at Laikipia Air Base in the town of Nanyuki under the shadow of Mount Kenya is set to quarantine Americans arriving from the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, which is battling a major Ebola outbreak. However, Kenya's health minister has insisted the facility will be for Kenyans as well as Americans. Washington has also pledged $13.5 million to Kenya's Ebola preparedness efforts. And that is all for the news update at 10, brought to you by our news desk here at Echo FM. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's Echo FM. On X, it's at Echo FM_over. On Instagram and YouTube, it's Echo FM. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by clicking on www.echofm.net. And that is the news update at 10. Thank you for listening. Please stay with us for the program.
It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7. Every day,
Every hour
every minute,
and every second.
breaking news occur
From our villages,
in our cities,
new government policies,
the economy,
politics,
social news,
entertainment news.
security concerns.
We, the people, converge.
To analyze
Separating facts from fiction.
lies and truth.
We dissect.
We integrate.
We harmonize.
We criticize.
And we bring you all the juicy details.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. It is Straight Talk.
Straight talk.
Straight Talk on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Shall I begin? I am your host. I am your anchorman. I am the presiding bishop of this ministry. And I am awesome. My name is Barry Cosmos, the Radio Marshal, the Buruburu One on radio, the Okenze on radio, your big brother on radio. I am the main event and I am here.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Are you ready?
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Straight Talk it is. You are listening to Echo FM 100.7. My name is Barry Cosmas, the Radio Marshal, and this is where we bring you all the juicy details. So we go back to our story. I told you about our Nigerian government trying to begin to take action, according to the Foreign Affairs Minister, Bianca Ojukwu, who is now speaking. He was in Abuja to brief the president about what's going on in South Africa. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu, yesterday expressed the federal government's disappointment with the manner South African authorities and security agencies have handled the ongoing harassment and intimidation of Nigerians in the country. Well, that particular thing is now like South Africans don't really know what their problem is. How can somebody come to your country illegally, then open businesses, and then doing their business, legitimate business, by coming in illegally into your country? How does it happen? I say South Africa not become America. I don't know what they think. Now, at the end of the day, those shops they have damaged up to now, it's like that. They can't even run the business. They don't know how to run the business. They can't even get the job done. The job that they are saying immigrants are doing, they can't even do the job. So it is now getting very, very disheartening. White Nigerian government is still handling this issue with Kid Globe, playing unnecessary diplomatic process where Nigerians are dying. But then government is now thinking, and they didn't rule it out. That's what we've been hearing since these attacks and killings of Nigerians in South Africa started. Despite everything Nigeria did for South Africa. Remember, during the apartheid regime, there were positions and places held for South Africans. Even when Nigerians were seeking for such opportunities, they were given to South Africans because we wanted to play the big brother, our brother's keeper. And today, look at what they are doing to Nigerians. And our government keeps looking at them, still playing big brother up to today when your citizens are being killed. That is not funny. We need to act. Anyway, this is... the government has launched a crisis response to evacuate Nigerians from South Africa after a wave of attacks and property looting that left them imperiled and in distress. It also yesterday postponed the evacuation of 270 Nigerians from South Africa to tomorrow, that's tomorrow, Wednesday, citing unforeseen logistics challenges. Recall that the evacuation had earlier been slated to begin on Monday yesterday. So at the end of the day, the minister rejected claim by some South African authorities that most affected Nigerians were illegal migrants. How can somebody be in your country for years doing business, give birth to children? The children are going to school. You're not only affecting their business, you're not only affecting who they are, you're also disturbing their children in school. Little children that were born in South Africa, going to South African schools, they are now being punished, beaten in their schools. For what? Has it gotten to this when ordinary South Africa of yesterday will begin to be... oh, come on. This is getting very, very annoying to even think. I'm not angry with South Africans because they can do what the hell they want to do. But when you touch Nigeria, you should know you're touching the sleeping giant. For God's sake, When will Nigeria take action? Now, are you aware that this borrowing, when you borrow MTN or Glo or any money you borrow from these service providers, it is a South African company that runs that business here in Nigeria, taking all those trillions of money away to South Africa. And you know what? Guess what? They are not even based in Nigeria. The company is based in South Africa, doing business in Nigeria, faking all that money back to South Africa, not employing one single Nigerian to do that business. And yet, they have the guts, and the Nigerian government is looking at them. Does it mean that Nigerians can't do that business? We just keep letting these people. MTN is here. DSTV is here. Almost everything they're doing. Okay, they came legally, right? And the shop owners are illegal. Come on. When are we going to strike? When are we going to pay them back in their own coin? That is what Nigerians are asking. Well, the State House, during the State House, Bianca Ojoko rejected claims by South African authorities that most affected Nigerians were illegal migrants, definitely. That's what they say. But she's saying Nigerians who are in South Africa doing legitimate businesses are illegal migrants. It's absolutely untrue. That is what Ojoko is saying. On the position of Nigerian government, she said Nigeria is not happy because Nigeria has sacrificed much for South African struggle for independence. Now, what do they hear sayings? When are you going to do something so that South African government will react to this madness? They're killing and you keep quiet. You are evacuating Nigeria. That's an action, number one. But what are you doing to South Africa? They should be given and be paid back in their own coin. It's as simple as that. It is not to go and create fighting. No. If they want Nigerians out, we stop giving them privileges as well. We can call them out as, okay, you are here illegally, and then send them back to their country as well. Let's see how many Nigerians are in South Africa, how many South Africans are Nigerians. They think that only Nigerians are in South Africa. There are lots of them who have now integrated here, who ran away during the apartheid regime, and they are here. Nigeria accommodated them. They married here, they had children, and they're living very well, peacefully. We have never disturbed them. But every day, xenophobia. They are taking our job. They are here illegally. They are here. Well, come on. How long will you keep doing all this madness? Not denying the fact that there are people who went there illegal. Which country where they need to enter illegal? If America is suffering illegal migration, now South Africa. So let's get this thing right. I'm saying this openly. You can get this video so that they will listen to it because it's getting too much. Anyway, let me hear your own take on that particular matter. We need to start being the giants we are. Otherwise, small countries like South Africa will be dealing with Nigeria up and down. I never still even forgive them for the fact say we no go walk up, then go walk up. They can't do more. South Africans' anti-migrant protests build ahead of local election. Anti-African migrants. Now their problem with that, the only problem South Africa have is African migrants. That's the reason why their country is bad. Which country in Africa has the highest shooting killings in Africa? It's South Africa. Which country sells the highest drugs? It's South Africa. Is it foreigners that come there to manufacture the drugs? Who takes the drugs? Them. Mandela is no more. We used to revere Mandela. The rest, Ramaphosa, I don't know what the hell he's doing there. And you know the most annoying, painful thing about this whole thing? The South African government has done little or nothing to stop this. In fact, police will stand there and they're molesting citizens and they keep quiet. We haven't seen that on videos. Remember the video of the women, they were beaten in the street, spreading her legs naked for the whole world to see? And that's somebody's mother. All because she's not a South African, a fellow African. Well, we are fighting for one Africa. We are fighting for Africa to be one country, to have one currency. So we see ourselves as this one. Take a look at this. Can that ever work? Making yourself enemy to the rest of Africa. Anyway, now people where they travel go there and then sabi. All right, we'll shift our attention to the elections in Ekiti State. It's just 11 days away from the elections in Ekiti State. And of course, what we are hearing from Ekiti State right now is harvesting of voters' BVN and the National Identity Number, NIN. They are now harvesting voters' BVN, which is supposed to be a private thing, and the National Identity Number, which is NIN. They are going to use this. Listen, this is going to be a dress rehearsal for how they want to rig elections. For those who are accusing themselves, especially the ADC and the PAPC, as a beaker over alleged harvesting of voters' BVN and NIN. This is going to be a dress rehearsal to what they want to do during the general election come 2027. Everybody shine your eye and watch. Then we have to learn how to counter these measures. If you are in APC or ADC or NDC, open your eyes and see what will happen so we know it's not about complaining. It's time for it to stop this madness. But the African Democratic Congress, ADC, has accused the All Progressive Congress, APC, in Ekiti State of collecting voters' personal identification details to influence the June 20 governorship elections. However, the APC has dismissed the accusation as laughable, saying it does not need manipulation to win the polls. All right. Addressing journalists in Ado Ekiti, the Director of Communications, Media and Publicity of the Ambassador Dare Bajide Campaign Organization, Olugboyega Aribi Sogan, claimed that voters were being approached for their permanent voters card, PVCs, national identification numbers, NINs, and in some cases, bank verification number, BVN, especially in Ado, Ikole, local government areas of the state in exchange for cash, food items, and other palliatives. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? We no go agree, we no go agree. Once they come to you, give me this, I'll give you 20,000. You go rush, go bring your BV and give to them. What should the one use a BV and do? Now to use and manipulate the voters, either voters register to boost the numbers or to use it to put in the IREP and vote for you, using you. Maybe when you even go, they'll say, no, you wait one vote, you don't really vote, you don't really vote. So these are issues we're going to see, double voting and the rest of them. They may even use it to go and do double voting in the stronghold of opposition. So whoever is doing this, whichever party is doing this, I don't want to swear for you. You blame president, you blame INEC, but now INEC, they do this one. Well, Aribi Sogan described the alleged practice as voter inducement and an attempt to compromise the integrity of the electoral process, while also alleging that armed thugs were being dressed in fake Amotekun security network uniforms to intimidate voters, disrupt polling units, and discredit the regional security outfit. The director urged security agencies and Amotekun authorities to identify and arrest anyone found wearing the uniform without authorization. He said, across several LGAs in Ekiti, our party has documented a pattern where agents and foot soldiers of the APC are moving from house to house and polling units demanding the collection of PVCs and national identification numbers, NIN, from voters. They promised cash, food items, or welfare support in exchange. This is direct violation of Section 121 of the Electoral Act 2022, which prohibits voter inducement and the seizure of voter cards. The aim is clear: disenfranchisement citizens and harvest PVCs and use them for thumb printing and multiple voting on election day. No citizen should surrender their PVC or NIN to any political party agent. Your PVC is your power. Once you give it up, you give up your voice. Well, the APC has since denied such allegations. So who is doing what? Just imagine how people go to the length just to win elections. You now impersonate security Amotekun wear their uniform, go cause confusion. Thugs. Can a thug go and sew uniform for themselves? No. People sponsor these things, and they do it all, I won't win election, just to be in power and steal money. When you spend all this money and you get into power, what are you going to do for the people? According to, they say somebody contested against himself, they rig himself, just to win him, only Savoy and only him to contest. I don't know. But anyway, I think this is the best time for me to open up the phone lines for you to have your say on the program this morning. This is very disheartening. I think I just raised about three very important issues this morning. You can deposit on any other one. We'll give you more headlines as we go. Good morning. Welcome aboard. Who did my line?
Senior Comrade Linus Duru,
Yeah.
Nigeria. This is my name and my address. Sorry, good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
Yeah. This pattern that comes up to play
Okay.
definitely is what is going to happen in the general election. No doubt about it. Whether it is ADCU, whether it is NGCU, whether it is APCU, whether it's the Labour Party, all I know is this pattern is going to happen. And there's nothing you can do in this type of pattern. It's just like WAEC. When the supervisors are there, watching other people collecting bribes to write for the students, and they cannot say anything, you mean the marker of that paper have nothing to do, only to mark what he saw. So the issue now is just like, we may not have time to blame INEC. Because if you blame INEC in this very system, you cannot go to court for them. Because what they represent to you is what they met or what they brought to them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The Nigerian electoral system, I've never had it this bad. Because before, they carry ballot box they run. But this time around, even your bank verification number, how would you be so foolish to give your bank verification number, even if you don't have 1 naira inside? If you don't get money today, you don't get money tomorrow, try. Good morning.
Good morning to you, very Cosmo.
I greet you.
You're live with Engineer Frank Uju Ebelebe. This morning I'm calling from Mama outside Douglas.
All right.
But let me quickly react on that of your adoption of teachers and students.
Okay.
Yeah, if you watch the video from that woman, if you watch the last and the previous ones, you will notice that the video was made almost at the same place. Understand? Means these people have not changed their location.
Yeah.
And we have a Minister of Communication, and we have network providers. Barry, you see, these people need to answer questions. Last week, someone was arrested, understand? They said that the person insulted Mr. President, the presidency. After 2 days or 3 days, the person was tracked down and he was arrested. And this is getting to 3 weeks. These people are under their custody and nothing has been done. And few individuals are negotiating with the government. This is my first time of hearing individuals now fighting government. Before, we used to hear that no one can fight government, but now reverse is the case. Is there any bush in Nigeria that security personnel cannot go? If there is any bush or forest, is it not better for them to change Nigeria military base to those places? Don't we have naval officers that can go through the air to fish out these perpetrators? Barry, they have fish.
All right, let's get something straight. The army has said, not because they don't know where they are, they say it's a difficult terrain, number one. They are also afraid of the safety of these people because you may go there, they know that you're coming, they just take gun and shoot. These guys are ready to die anytime, these terrorists, so they don't matter. So in order not to put those people's life into danger, they don't want to forcefully go there to rescue them. They have to use other mechanism to release them. So that's what they are trying to do. It's not because they don't know where they are. Let's get that particular notion out of it. They know where they are. They have also said it's a difficult terrain to go there. You know, these people go to bush, mountainous areas and the rest of them, and they hide there in caves. So if you're coming, they know. And they can just turn back and shoot everybody dead. You understand? So that's what the military is trying to tell us. Even though we know that it's also just another way to buy some time. So just
Yes,
get that.
is it not better for them to seek for foreigners, since we have American soldiers here and they work with intelligence? So if they cannot do it, why not seek? Because it's uncalled for to negotiate with the bandits for federal government to negotiate with the bandits.
Thank you very much, my brother.
It's very, very wrong.
Thank you.
May God help us.
All right, keep the calls coming 0911 20022 or 0707 454 1014. Keep the calls coming. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Barry Cosmos.
I greet you.
Barry Cosmos, I'm always like that advertisement. Chief Barry Cosmos of Bulbul One. I like better too, you know.
Good morning to you.
I like better too, well.
No,
good morning, Barry.
Now, who don't go put honey from Madden go do? It happen.
Barry, my name is Angel Michael, calling from Douglas.
Angel Michael is coming. Holy. Let's go.
Barry,
Mm-hmm.
My own concern is South African government. You know, I don't like the way they are behaving. Let them remember the time of this thing when Britain disturbing them. See, my own concern is Nigerian government. You know, there are people causing this problem. If Nigeria are good, all those people know they go to South Africa. I think you know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So my own concern, my brother is South Africa. I'm always calling him on phone. You know, anything who happened to my brother in South Africa, I will first of all, I'm the first person who is going to start war in any South African company in Nigeria. But I pray nothing will happen to him.
I beg.
I will be first person who will start it, but I will pray nothing will happen to him.
I beg.
I want because when in Lagos, Abiola regime, they do also Abiola. I'm among people who fight these people, make sure say Abiola stay there. But 6 people dead, die my presence, but I don't care. But
all
what
right.
I was trying to say, let them not start anything.
I beg.
Bye. I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
Okay.
I'm not happy what they are doing in Nigeria. Barry.
Sorry.
There is God, though. There is God, though.
Thank you. Don't take the laws into your hand, my brother. Never take the laws into your hand. Never take the laws into your hand. 2 wrongs can never make a right, my brother. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry.
I greet you.
Barry, my name is Comrade Ampadek.
This is where you called today. Okay.
long time.
No be small.
Barry, I'm from Omokano Haji, the most peaceful community in Imo State. Barry, sincerely speaking, I am not happy with the situation in front of ourselves in Nigeria. I've been saying it that some persons have commercialized insecurity in this country. And many persons, for political reasons, have refused to take cognizance of that. So I am appealing to the federal government. Hello? Hello?
Yeah?
Hello? I can hear you. So I'm appealing that the federal government, led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, should please do everything humanly possible to stamp out insecurity from this country. They are playing politics with it because now bandits are now doing live videos on TikTok. Are you telling me that the presidency does not know where these bandits are?
All right.
They should please do the next for.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get this other news. Abure is in the news this time around. And what is Abure saying? Abure just told Sereki Dixon that beware of Obi and his supporters. Abure is advising Dixon to learn from LP crisis. So up to today, Julius Abure, factional national chairman of the Labour Party LP, has advised Senator Siraike Dixon, national leader of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC, to be cautious in his alliance with Peter Obi and his supporters, warning that the party could face challenges similar to those experienced by the Labour Party after the 2023 general election. Abure gave the warning in a statement personally signed on Monday, following Obi's emergence as the NDC presidential candidate after being ratified at the party national convention in Abuja on May 30th. All right. Where the LP chieftain said Dixon appeared to have learned from the internal crisis that rocked the Labour Party, praising the NDC leader's reported decision not to hand over all elective positions in the party to Obi's supporters. Okay. This man is using the LP crisis to want to compare with the NDC. First and foremost, the NDC have no crisis. 2, the NDC has no faction. 3, there is no Apampa or Apapa. There is no Abure faction. There were like 3 different factions already existent. There is no issue of your tenure don't elapse. So I don't know where the problem is coming from. Well, Abure, they say he who wears the shoes knows where it pinches the most. Anyway, that is Abure's advice. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry Cosmas, my very good friend.
I greet you.
My name is Judo Waja, that we usually call from Duchis. This morning I am doing precisely so. Okay. But let me talk about the government planning to, at least pay South Africa back in their bad coins. I do not know why Nigerians should be actually weighing sanctions against South Africa up till now, after many xenophobic attacks on her citizens, including the recent one that have all led to the deaths of many of our citizens so far. Does the featuring that once beaten, twice shy no longer make meaning to our leaders? This is why I want the federal government to begin by actually recalling her ambassador into South Africa. Severe diplomatic relationship with South Africa at ambassador level. See all South African businesses in Nigeria, including MTN, and drag South Africa to the International Court at The Hague and claim damages for the death of our citizens and the destruction of their property so far. As we cannot continue to allow Africa to become the centerpiece of our foreign policy, when some of our sister African countries like Ghana and South Africa are busy unleashing mayhem to the lives and property of our citizens in their country. Even when Nigeria played very significant role in making sure the apartheid regime was destroyed and accommodated so many Ghanaian citizens in the country by way of employment. But you may wish to know that as a pioneer student of FUTO in 1981, I had 2 Ghanaian lecturers, that lectured me in my department. So what are we not talking about? I think Nigeria, this is the time for us to act. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
All right, Chief Jude, thank you. Ifeanyi Jim Konye from Obiakpo Egbema says insecurity in Nigeria is increasing every day and day. And Tinubu vowed, as usual, not to surrender to terrorists and bandits, but ransom is always being paid to bandits and terrorists before abductees or kidnapped victims regain freedom. And his government is pardoning terrorists and bandits, reintegrating them into societies to reassociate with the same people they have killed their family members. Instead of backing his words up with actions to conquer this insecurity that has been ravaging the country. I don't know what else Tinubu means by surrender. But what I know is that Tinubu has failed woefully in all ramifications, especially in security matters. An APC government is only the government I have ever seen terrorists and bandits are being pardoned and called prodigal sons. What a shame. Engineer Ibuka texting from Futo. A statement attributed to the abducted principal of Community Primary School, Orile, claiming that the abductors are not requesting a huge ransom but are instead demanding the release of their members, should be interpreted with caution. Well, in thermodynamics, the behavior of a system under extreme external pressure rarely represents its natural state. When pressure, temperature, and confinement are artificially imposed, the properties observed may not reflect the system's true equilibrium, but rather the condition forced upon it. Likewise, a person who remains in captivity may be speaking within the environment where unseen constraints and perceived threats influence words. Consider a steam boiler operating at a very high pressure. The pressure gauge may display a stable reading, but every engineer understands that the apparent stability exists only because the vessel is being held under controlled confinement. The moment the pressure is safely relieved, the system settles into a different equilibrium and reveals its actual characteristics. Similarly, the statements emerging from an active kidnapping situation may reflect the surrounding conditions rather than an entirely voluntary expression. The possibility of psychological pressure, fear for personal safety, or concern for the lives of others cannot be dismissed while captivity continues. From a thermodynamic perspective, the principal's comment could be viewed as observations taken from a closed system subjected to continuous external work. Such measures cannot be considered fully reliable until the system is isolated from those external forces and allowed to reach a state of free equilibrium. Only after the principal regains liberty and is able to speak without any potential influence can the public confidently assess whether the statement represents an independent account or one shaped by the intense pressure of captivity. Engineer Booker texting from Futo. I cannot say it better than that. That woman was speaking based on what she was asked to speak. So at the end of the day, why are they trying to cause confusion in Nigeria? You demanded. Now you didn't demand. Now you say it's only your comrade you want to be released. How nice, how funny. Comrade Chinedo Mezere from our mama, Barry, my man. What are we talking about? This principal school, the principal of school purpose in the hands of these kidnappers, releasing in fact information to these kidnappers should decided from this, our life of our children important to us, please. Okay, well, Barry, if our people are being punished, Nigeria is supposed to strike back to them. Barry, please let President see what to do to save our people. All right. We have this one says, good morning, Barry, and happy new day. My name is Felix Nwozozo, texting from my humble community in Umuahimberi. Barry, Nigeria is no longer a country, but a human abattoir where Nigerians are being kidnapped, killed by daredevils and heartless terrorists and bandits, and yet our leaders have no answer to the insecurities ravaging their country now. And again, Barry, I'm totally in support of NLC going on indefinite strike until the kidnapped Nigerians are released and put a stop to the insecurities ravaging this country now. And finally, about the xenophobic attack on Nigerians in their country, it's high time Nigeria government rolled out tough sanctions against South Africans, and the establishment here helped to gain independence. They are maltreating Nigerians in their country. Barry, in fact, I don't blame them, but I blame it on our bad leaders here. Nigeria is gone and gone forever. Let him who have ears, let them hear. Felix is talking to Nigerians. This is my straight talk without bending corners. Thank you very much. This other one, oh boy. Why am I having very lengthy messages this morning? Please keep the messages short and simple. These messages are just getting too long every day. Good morning, Barry, the Radio Marshal, the Guru One, and Prince Chiedozie Onwumere, writing from Owerri. The truth is that Tinubu's government is not serious type. He is not capable to secure Nigerians home and abroad. He is slow in taking action to secure Nigerians, but he was very fast to sign the bill that will enable him rig elections in 2027. Remember, the same Nigerian government was saying that nobody was killed and no cause for alarm. But today we have known the truth. My brother, this government has failed woefully in all ramifications. In case of PVC, is the APC government that was doing that. It's all over the social media. They are wearing APC clouds. And as a matter of fact, APC government is desperate. Oh, boy. How can a government in power be desperate? Okay. Thank you. Okay. This other one says, Barry, good morning. Talking about South Africa, you have said it all. There's really nothing we are benefiting from being citizens of this country. Our government can't provide basic amenities. Same government can't even protect you as a citizen in South Africa, richer than Nigeria. No, is South Africa military greater than our military? No. Why is the government always shying away from its responsibilities? It's very annoying, Barry. Benjamin from Okigwe Road. All right, thank you very much, Benjamin from Okigwe Road. And we have this one, Barry, happy morning. Because the security operatives know the hideout of the kidnappers and their victims, so the school children should remain perpetually in the custody of the abductors. This is arrant nonsense, please. Abure should go and hug transformer and Mr. P.O. and his supporters. He should hug transformer and leave Mr. P.O. and his supporters alone. We are confronted with failed system and government, and people are doing all they can to distract Nigerians. The People's Elder sent in that one. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Is that Dr. Peters?
No, this is Chief Abaride.
Oh, okay. Chief, good morning and welcome, sir.
I'm calling from Emekuku this morning.
All right. Great to have you.
Yes, Chief Barry on the NDC seeming Wahala.
Okay.
I have always said I have not trusted the Kwankwaso wing of that KO movement, or OK movement as they call it.
Why?
And,
why haven't you
we
trusted
see
it?
playing out now because the two partners, Obi and Kwankwaso, seem to have different ideologies. They won. P2B is really interested in serving the people, not necessarily getting into office. But the other, Kwankwaso, is clearly seeking for office. And if he gets into office, I don't see much he can do than to continue the old brigade approach. You can see it happening now. I ask the question, if today the APC under Tinubu offers Kwankwaso the ticket of the vice president, you think he will not move from NDDC? It's a food for thought. So we have to be very, very careful. We have to be very, very careful. The reason why he's moving to NDC because APC has not offered him what he feels will make him be very closer to the center of governance. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, it's rather too late for that because he cannot join another party at this point in time and run for office because that window has been closed by the INEC. All right. Let's take another caller. Good morning. Hello. All right. Apparently, I'm ready. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I greet you.
All right, my brother. Good morning.
Welcome aboard.
Yes, it's Jade and what John. I love you. When you mean the Badam Badabo Master. Barry. You see, Nigeria is a giant of Africa. Nigeria, Ghana, they stop Nigeria. Nigeria keep quiet. South Africa, they stop Nigeria. Nigeria keep quiet. But we are giant of Africa. Boko Haram, they stop Nigeria. Nigeria keep quiet. But we are giant of Africa. But I blame Babangida, who is alive now, who use our money to save South Africa in apartheid. And so Babangida is alive now. Babangida cannot talk to president of South Africa. Or the bad and badable. Or the bad and badable. Babangida should talk to South African president. See. Without Nigeria, you people cannot get freedom. Babangida is alive and keep quiet. Still, we are giants of Africa. South Africa killing our Nigerians. Ghana killing our Nigerians. Arab killing our Nigerians.
Okay, calm down. Calm
We
down.
have-
Calm down.
Oh.
Cool her down.
Oh.
Calm down.
But,
No,
thank you.
no, let your anger grow. No, cool her down. Anger management. Anger management. Everybody calm down. All right, let's go. That man don't provoke this morning. Okay, just before we go, there's this confusion in the air where the social media came out agog where it was reported that the Kwankwashia movement may dump Peter Obi if their candidates of the Kwankwashia movement were removed from the primaries they conducted. Well, now the Kwankwashia movement has dismissed such rumors circulating on social media, suggesting that its leader, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, is planning to leave the party. Speaking on the issue on Daily Post, the movement spokesperson, Habib Saleh Mohammed, described the claims as false and unfounded. He explained that the group had followed due process in conducting its recent primaries in line with the timetable of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Well, according to the law and the INEC timetable, we conducted our primaries on the 29th of last month across the nation. Before that date, there were processes that led to consensus, and candidates emerged for each position. There were no complaints from any segment of party members or contestant, he stated. Well, he maintained that the exercise was successful and the outcome had already been submitted to the party leadership for further action. According to the spokesman, they have already forwarded the result for the party, which will now take necessary steps to fix. So it was a matter of the Kwankwashia movement demanding for if any of their person was removed. That was kind of a very callous thing to say. So right now, even if you leave, which party are you going to join? Well, you can only work against the NDC. You can't join the party. So at the end of the day, these rumors keep coming up, all trying to find a way to cause confusion in the hearts of the Kwankwashia and obedient movement. So the OK movement is a fragile kind of arrangement. So nobody believes that they are going to break up, but they can hear our chief there saying that if he's offered VP, he may just ditch Obi and go for that particular ticket. And that's what we pray never happens, because if it do happen, it's au revoir for the obedient ticket. Well, I've been trying to speak to the obedient leader, Tanko Yunusa, who has been very, very busy. He has promised to be with us as soon as this issue of ratification of positions for contestants is sorted out. I also spoke with Uche Onyagocha just yesterday. He's saying the same thing, that they have their hands filled up with trying to make sure that they settle all the issues internally before it comes out. So when they do, we are going to hear from them directly from the horse's mouth. All right. Still we'll have time for more calls. Let's take some more calls. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry.
I greet you.
Thank you. My name is Mr. Fidelis Ndukwe. I'm calling from Amakubi.
Okay.
Yeah. So Barry, you see this xenophobic attack of a thing. You know, I'm a security trained person. I'm trained to always suspect xenophobia in Nigerians in Ghana, xenophobia in Nigerians in South Africa, and some other. Sometimes a majority of those that are being victims of this xenophobic attack are usually the Igbos. And sometimes I think it may be politically sponsored. Yeah. It might be politically sponsored from those who hate us and who know we are progressing in these countries. That is one. And but if you look at the Igbos that are in Europe, they are not experiencing this thing. It will be very difficult to, kind of bribe Europe thugs, Europe miscreants, or even government to do such a thing. But the African ones, I'm beginning to suspect that this thing could be politically sponsored. Think about it. Thank you and have a nice day.
All right. Thank you very, very much. All right. Still on that NDC Kwankwashia movement. So this story emanated from the original members of the NDC. They are crying now. I think the Nigerian Democratic Congress Vice Presidential candidate Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso has been accused of hijacking party structure in the Northwest. This was contained in a statement jointly signed by the party's Northwest Vice Chairman Mohammed Rabiu Serina and Kano State Chairman Hassani Issa Mariga, respectively. They allege that the former Kano State governor was excluding non-Kwankwashia members from contesting elective offices on its platform. So if you're not a member of the Kwankwashia movement, you'll be excluded from contesting. That is what is happening. So this is where that news emanated from. People who are not members of Kwankwashia movement in the north and the ones that are members of Kwankwashia, they are not dragging for who will contest in the various positions. Contesting in the position doesn't mean you've won. So everybody just about is a step closer. So that's the major problem in that. I just needed to clarify those of you who have been worried about that. Yeah, my final caller for today. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry.
I greet you.
I am Chief Bright Ago.
Welcome aboard.
I'm talking from Ohabele, London, Bosema.
Okay.
Yes. Briefly, I want to talk about what is happening to Nigerians in South Africa. It's quite disheartening that after Nigerian government hate to destroy apartheid in South Africa, instead of saying thank you to Nigerians, now Nigerians are being insulted in South Africa. Like I said before, it's quite disheartening. But anyway, or anyhow, if you don't say, here I am, nobody will say, there you are. And in the day somebody starts to insult himself, others will join. Yes, I'm saying this because our own government has insulted us too much that I believe that's the reason other countries are seeing Nigerians as animals, which we are not. Anyhow, God of hosts will judge South African government. In this condition, they are keeping Nigerian businessmen and women in South Africa, having done well to them, and they are paying us bad instead of good. God will judge them. Chief Bright Ago remains my name. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Chief Bright Ago. And that's our last caller for today. Thank you, everybody, for being part of the program. Yeah. And, of course, I do hope you have had loads of information this morning. For those of you who send in your messages, thank you. Let's just take one or two messages on our Facebook before we go. Omaga Namani, also Francis Omaga, is watching live from Amagunze in Enugu State. Thank you very much for joining us all the way from Enugu State. Government at all levels should collaborate and marshal appropriate measures towards the release of the kidnapped teachers and pupils in Oyo State. Its teaching time saves 9. Thank you very, very much. And it says government at all levels should also collaborate to tackle the rising insecurity, hunger, high cost of living, and hardship in the land. Honestly, the poor masses are suffering. May God help us. Thank you for your message, and that will be all for today. I appreciate everybody who joined us live. Those of you who sent in your message, God bless you. Let's do this again tomorrow for the midweek edition. But just before we go, let's take this message on our WhatsApp. I watched the video this morning where Oyo school principal made a new video. Although my observation is that the video is that she made a video by duress, and if there is an actual truth with what she said, it means there are government officers that are sponsoring these terrorists and bandits and cashing out from kidnapping and killing innocent Nigerians. And this one says, good morning, Mr. Barry. The statement by the abducted principal of the secondary school in Orile, Oyo State, is indicating that the kidnappers are not demanding up to 1 billion naira and the release of their leaders and non-implementation of Sharia law. It probably could be interpreted that some people are doing business with insecurity and kidnapping. Security agencies should track down the perpetrators of this devilish act. God help Nigeria. Ngoka Anthony from Christchurch Road sent in that one. And that is the end for today's program. Thank you very much. My name is Barry Cosmos. Let's do this again tomorrow. Up next is Health Revolution with the Slim Diva. Thank you, and bye-bye for now.